in November.
It sure is. Bill McGurn, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, let's get back to your money. Upcoming market watcher George C., who we have to donate a great deal of kudos to, because George C. sitting right there, last time he was on the show, it was on one of those big down days, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Started up 400, finished down 800 that same day.
That's a big down day. And I was pressing you hard. Come on, George, you're getting in, aren't you? What are you buying? And you consistently said, no, too early, not buying. All right, George, we've had a 2,000-point drop yesterday. Are you buying today?
We're nibbling. We're keeping a lot of dry powder. This is going to take time to play out, and people should be really careful and methodical about the way they do these things.
So you don't see the far side of it yet? You don't see the bounce back for the market or the economy? Not yet?
We'll get sharp rallies in the midst of this process, but it's going to take us 2 to 6 months to go through the whole process with the virus and the oil war going on right now.
You must have raised a lot of money, but you're not committing. How much of it are you committing back into stocks?
10 to 15%.
That's it?
The money I've got dry powder of, yeah.
What have you bought?
And we'll get much more aggressive as we go down. We're buying Berkshire Hathaway. We're buying the major oil companies, Royal Dutch Shell, British Petroleum, Chevron. We're buying the banks. We love the banks down here. And for those who've got a really iron stomach, I would say buy the cruise companies, buy the airlines, buy the midstream pipeline companies. For those who've got a really strong stomach. But like I said, you've got to layer in over time. But if I was to pick one stock to buy, I'd pick Berkshire Hathaway today.
But that's a long-term outlook, isn't it? I mean, you're not a trading kind of guy.
No.
You're not in today, sell it with a buck higher. You're not doing that. You're looking out 2 or 3 years?
5, 6, 7 years. I like buying stocks you're going to hold for a very, very long time, and we're going to get some great opportunities this year to do that.
This is, I used the expression yesterday, this is a monumental buying opportunity?
Not yet. I think we're going to get one, though. I think we're going to go down quite a bit more before that monumental opportunity is here. If you look at Apple 3 years ago traded at 12 times earnings. It's still around 20 times earnings even after the big sell-off. So that's not a bargain.
Does politics make any difference? I mean, if Bernie loses big today and he hasn't got a shot at the White House, no, you're laughing.
He's going to get crushed.
But you don't care?
I do care, because if he was the president, that would be terrible for the stock market and the economy and every part of American life. But Joe Biden's going to be the nominee, and he would be a lot worse than Trump, but he wouldn't be a disaster.
Oh, but I want to repeat, you're still looking for the washout, the capitulation day, when you go down a few thousand points.
Well, if you look at 2000 yesterday compared to 2000 down in 1987, it was a third the percentage point move. So it's a big move, but it's not a catastrophic move. So no, I'm still waiting and watching and nibbling a little bit at a time, and I'm going to start taking big bites as we go down further.
Will you tell us when you're going to take some big bites?
I'd be happy to.
Please advise it. Alert the media that you, George C., is going to take some big bites.
I'll ring the dinner bell at the bottom.
Oh, feeding time. I got it. Pavlovian response, go and eat. Okay, George, you're all right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Stuart.
Appreciate it. All right, check Alibaba. We call them China's Amazon. And Susan, you've got news on their delivery business?
That's right. So their delivery and meal delivery business is back up and running. They say back up to pre-coronavirus outbreak levels. So it's all up and running. Staffing levels are back to pre-crisis levels. Let's call it that. That's pretty positive. They own the delivery company called Cainiao and Ele.me, which is a food delivery company in the country and also a grocery chain. But I would say Baba's only down about 6% on the year, insulated because of their cloud computing and also because of their apps are doing very well.
Yeah, Jack Ma, I should say. Jack Ma, is he now Asia's richest guy?
$44.5 billion. He lost less than Mukesh Ambani of India Reliance Industries. Mukesh Ambani, of course, in oil, and we saw how energy stocks got hammered yesterday. So relinquishing that title, and he has a lot of debt on hand, as a lot of these oil companies do. So that's a big concern. By the way, Bezos and Gates both also lost about $5 billion on Monday as well. I think this is a case, though, of don't cry for me, Argentina.
I got it. I go back so far that I can remember the days when there were only about, 5 or 10 American billionaires. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. Wow.
Then along came technology, and it's all over. We got dozens of them, if not hundreds of them. Hundreds of billionaires nowadays. I remember those days, George C., but you don't. Okay. All right. Here's a story. Professional sports leagues will restrict